under attack. Need help.
Hey everybody, it's your good friend and GM Chris, and right about now, who the funk's your brother? No, I had an awesome day going to Coney Island here in Cincinnati. Spent a little too much time on the spinny rides, mostly for my kids. I can do roller coasters, can't do the spinny rides. Thankfully, I kept my lunch down. But I am happy to be back at the house and working on Starfinder related stuff. So, a couple of announcements before we get into the recap. The crew, at least 3 of 5 of us, made it up to Gen Con, and really looking forward to seeing some pictures and hearing more about that. Also, we did mention some streamable content, which we are in the process of doing. We are getting the equipment and the hardware set up, so we will keep you posted on that. Also, please stick around for a special message at the end of the episode. You don't want to miss it. Alright, so let's jump into the recap. Man, the crew just had the most difficult time last week. They got a brand new spaceship, and not 2 minutes after they took it out and headed back home, they got attacked by another Eoxian vessel. What is going on with these Eoxian ships attacking them? Who knows? It was a hard battle. Kiosk goes down before it even starts, and they're left with this rootin' tootin' goblin who wants to do nothing but fire the guns, but ends up on the engineering console. And it seems, despite their best efforts to try to outrun the ship, they turn to face them, but they are just outmatched and outgunned. And were it not for a crew of ships showing up to the scene from Absalom Station, thanks to that call placed by Kima, who knows what would have happened to the Sunrise Maiden and her crew. Now we're on to the episode. This is episode 17, and I am really proud of this. I think there were just a lot of excellent moments in this episode, and I can't wait for you to hear it. So I'll shut up now, and you can start listening. All right, let's go.
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Absalom Station.
We're in a spaceship flying through space.
Nope.
No?
We're not flying.
We're not flying.
We're currently getting towed.
That is correct. What was his name? It was a Yosoki wrecker. His name was Space Racer, who drives around in an incredibly slow wrecker.
Winnebago.
Yeah.
Jammed. Boysenberry.
So kind of like going back over the events of the past. It's been about a week now since you guys first arrived on the station, and you have been through hell, and now back, hopefully, you're on your way back from hell. The ship, your brand new ship, I don't know, either from Krios kind of slumping over in the middle of battle, right before battle started, getting used to a new ship, having to man stations that you weren't used to. It went to hell real quick, and fortunately, about half a dozen ships arrived that seemed to scare off this unknown attacker. I mean, who was attacking you? Again, this is another Eoxian ship. But nevertheless, you're being towed back to Absalom Station, where you can hopefully rest up, relax. But you got some things to deal with here. Kima is still very, very sick.
Yeah.
Possibility of her turning into a zombie. We've got the condition with Krios, what's going on with him. You've got 2 other bodies with you. You started with a party of 4. You had 3 added to that number, and right now you've lost 2 more. So there's a lot of loss to deal with. And then you have this goblin. Yeah, what are you going to do with that guy?
He lost his marbles.
I feel so bad for him because he lost both of his friends.
Those 2.
He's just... What?
That's a bad joke. Sorry.
I mean... I don't think Kima's currently thinking this, but me, listening in on his situation, I don't know if he's got family and friends back home. He might be alone now. I feel bad for him. I also feel bad because Rat's lost his... Well, we have it, but the shiny new toy is now broken. So, he was very excited to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all over with.
Well, where you've got a couple hours on your way back to the station. Is there anything you guys want to deal with on board while you're still on the ship and you're kind of in a secluded area, or are you guys just ready to get back to the grind? And
there is nothing of incredible importance that has to be taking place right now. Nothing at all.
I mean, although her
Is that a
situation.
joke?
Yes. That was implied sarcasm. Literally, we have one person dying and another person we don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Like, we have two... I mean, obviously we can't do anything on the ship outside of just going, like, poking with a stick, essentially. That's all we can do.
well, I know Rats ran him back to the captain's quarters during the battle, so I would.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just wondering if anybody's back there checking on him right now, or just I will get to him later.
He ain't going anywhere. I think Domash might be checking in on him. Just because I already walked out after yelling.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty good. My little spiel. But I might be biased.
I feel like we're all at least somewhat concerned over Krios just slumping over. So I know Kima would at least walk back and check on him. Not that she can do anything, but I don't know. Just see if maybe he's okay now. She doesn't know what's going on.
Bish is walking back with you too, and is standing in the captain's quarters, kind of looking at the body on the bed, and kind of quiet for a second. Then,
So is he dead? What? It's just a question.
Mate, I really don't know if he's dead or not. Alright?
What? Look at him.
Mate, listen, this is my friend. I'd appreciate if he didn't speak about like that.
Whatever.
and he kind of walks over to the corner and sits quietly.
Just kind of shake my head and kind of put my arm on Krios's, my hand on his arm, and I'm like, come on, mate, don't leave me with, come on, you can pull through with this. Just kind of sits there waiting to see if anything changes.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go over to Bish also.
Mm-hmm.
I feel kind of bad for him. There's nothing I can do for Krios right now. I don't know his situation, but I do know that Bish lost 2 of his friends, so I'm just gonna sit kind of in the corner with him. If he wants to talk, I'll talk to him, but I just want to at least show I am supportive, because I know he's probably going through some things too.
Hey, Kima.
Hey, Bish, how you holding up?
Well, been better.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. You gonna turn into a zombie?
I'm really hoping not.
Yeah, me too. When we were stuck on that ship, it was terrible. My buddy Wib, he didn't even have a chance. And then me and Chalk, we ran and hid in the room, barricaded ourselves in. The people look at Chalk and they're like, he doesn't talk. But just because you don't talk doesn't mean that you don't communicate. And the funny thing is, nobody knows this, but he can't talk.
He can.
Yeah, he always lived by the idea that actions speak louder than words. And he wasn't like a normal goblin either. We're pretty greedy, I admit that. But Chalk was always trying to fight against his nature and help people. So when he put himself between me and that big, ugly monster, and he died, it was just like, man, he was always telling me to help people, and I saw that happen, and I was like, alright, maybe if I help somebody, I'll get out of this alive. So that's why I went over there and opened the bay doors for you. But then I thought, man, I'm gonna die. So, screw that. I ain't gonna help people anymore. When we get back to Absalom, I'm gonna start selling broken guns to people again.
Listen, Bish, Chuck, I may not have known for long, and yeah, he didn't talk to me or anything, but
He really liked you.
I liked him too, and I like you, and I think you're a good guy, and all you can do is just live your life to the fullest and just keep your friends in your heart. They'll be with you all the time.
Thanks. You mean well. But they're dead. And he's dead because he tried to help me. You ain't gonna do that anymore.
I just kind of, like, pat him on the back and kind of just hold him, like, in a little one-armed embrace, because he's definitely in denial right now, and anything I say, he's not gonna... Yeah.
He kind of, like leans his head away a little bit, but then, like, leans in just ever so slightly, because he doesn't want to, like, admit what he's doing.
Right.
So, what's Rats doing?
I feel like the second we got out of danger, he just wanted to get away from everybody. So he's going to go back to engineering and try and just work on whatever he can to try and get the ship back in better.
Just some quiet time to himself, just keep his mind busy.
Yeah, just try and not think about all the shit that happened.
Domash?
What?
What's Domash doing?
I mean, he's still...
Just still hanging out?
I mean, he'll probably, like, listen to them talk. He kind of just... He knows there's nothing really he can do. So he's just going to kind of go walk around the ship, try to clear his mind.
Okay.
Probably run into Rats at one point or another.
So a couple hours go by, and the captain of the Yosoki Wrecker hails you and lets you know that he's going to be disengaging the towing mechanism, and instructs you guys that you should probably hail Absalom Station, find a docking port.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. I probably did not stay in the captain's quarters long, just enough to kind of get a little bit of a feel for what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and hail Absalom Station.
Okay. So you hail Absalom Station, and you get the response. It's like, Absalom Station Air Control, can I help you?
Yeah, this is the captain of the Sunrise Maiden.
Pending name.
We were sent to the Drift Rock.
Oh,
to
you're those people?
Yes.
Oh, and you kind of hear him talk off mic. I'm talking to the people that were on the news. That's amazing. Yeah, sure. Roger that. One moment, please. And he kind of beeps out, and then, all right, hey, you guys, you got priority docking, and we're gonna waive the charges this time. You can come in anytime you like. If you need a boost from the tracking beam, we can of course pull you in. You're gonna get one of the best docking bays we got.
No gang shootouts.
Yeah. this is
How's your security?
Oh, this is a private docking bay. There's not going to be anybody in there that you don't want.
This is a private docking bay used by both both gangs.
Quite a ride you folks had out there.
Yeah, we actually need some medical assistance. Is there anyone that can meet us?
Sure, we can arrange somebody to come down and meet with you. We'll get on that. And then he, like, says over and out, but then you can still hear him, like, "Wow! I can't wait to tell my buddies about this." And then and he's like, "Oh," and clicks off.
Can't wait to go watch NASCAR.
All right, I kind of radio them and just say, "Hey, we're about there. That we're going to be docking soon."
Domash kind of just, like, he walks to the bridge again and just sits in the pilot's seat. I don't think it's not going to do anything. It's just somewhere for him to sit.
So the tractor beam starts to pull the Sunrise Maiden in. When you get to the docking bay, it is an extremely large docking bay. It's very modern looking, like this all white paneling, and you touch down, and there is nobody in there. It's all vacant, except for a couple of dock workers like standing by, but otherwise you guys are alone right now.
Is there anyone I can call just to see what the timing is on the medical?
Yeah, you see them coming in, like, right as you touch down. I assume that you've opened the bay doors, and they're coming up to inspect. You notice there is a Kasatha wearing a Starfinder insignia. She says, "Hello, my name is Dolium Mormol, and I am here to render medical assistance to anybody that needs it. Beside me, this is my assistant."
You see a being that looks like I would explain it as like an Ent from Lord of the Rings, except instead of a head, it has a glowing seed pod, and also it has two prehensile arms coming out of the back. And then you hear, like, in your mind, like, you don't see any, like, eyes, nose, mouth. You don't see any of that. And you hear in your minds, "Hello, my name is Echinacea."
So they...
Oh, I forgot to mention, he's also covered in these flowers, what we call the purple coneflower, I believe.
Oh, nice. So the doctor moves in to begin examining people aboard the ship. Quickly deduces, of course, that Clara's dead, Chalk is dead, and begins to make arrangements for those, and goes over to inspect Kiosk, and with the help of Echinacea, the doctor says, "Can you please examine the body and tell me what your finds are?"
He's going to make a medicine check. Good first roll. 14.
14. So, you obviously know the state of this being, so you can go ahead and share.
Okay. You hear in your mind, telepathically, he has passed.
Immediately upon hearing that, Domash just walks out of the ship. It just stands up, doesn't say a word, just leaves. Like, just sits outside.
I'm very sorry for your loss. If anybody else needs any medical treatment, we should promptly get back to the Starfinder Society, where we have a more extensive medical bay. Does anybody else among you need help with anything?
I'm not doing too well. I look over to Rats. He can probably tell you what's wrong.
I kind of assume that...
I thought you were still in the...
Yeah, Rats hasn't left the engineering room. Like, even through all this.
Okay.
He just doesn't want to be around people.
Okay.
Okay, one of my colleagues informed me that I am infected with void death.
And you see the Kasatha kind of sigh, and but doesn't seem, too flustered by that. And says, "Well, we should quickly get you back to the society. Let's go, and we will make arrangements." So I don't know if Rats is going to stay on, but at this point, she begins ushering everybody towards the Starfinder Society.
Honestly, I think Rats is going to just try and oversee repairs on the ship.
Okay.
So,
but before we go, as I see everybody walk off the ship, I'm going to try to walk back in and find Rats before I go, because I'm also hurt, so I'm probably going to get healed up.
Okay.
But I assume you're still in engineering.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to kind of walk down. He kind of watches you work for a few seconds, just kind of gathering his thoughts. And oh, mate, I don't know if you heard, but we got Krios' diagnosis. He kind of chuckles for a second.
I'm guessing he's not going to pull through.
No, mate. He's gone. Seems it was just too much for him, and yeah, he's gone, mate.
Rats just kind of kicks a bucket that's got a bunch of shit in it, and it just flies all over the engineering area. And he's like, "I knew.
I think we all knew, but we just didn't want to come to terms with it. You know what I mean? He kind of just like doesn't know what to do with his hands. He kind of just fiddling around. He's like, my first friend coming here from home. Funny story. We were sitting on the shuttle coming in, and I was sitting down away, and this little kid, comes up and starts talking to him. Ask him about what's inside of him. Can he see? And he's kind of entertaining the kid, but overall, his mom kind of came over, but it just kind of stuck out because I haven't seen androids before, so it was kind of a really interesting interaction to just kind of get a friendly vibe from it, But I guess it's the kind of take things for granted, And now I'll never get to talk to him again. Never got really to thank him for all the times he saved our bacon,
Yeah, so Rats is kind of doing that thing where he's kind of just staring at the floor, but he kind of makes quick little bouts of eye contact. You could tell he's kind of distraught over this. And after a couple minutes, he's like, I gave him a hard time, but I didn't hate the guy. If anything, I just don't like being one-upped. So he comes in, stepping on my game, trying to hack all these computers and stuff. I felt threatened.
Domash kind of walks over to him and puts his hand on his shoulder. And he's like, mate, I think he knew, that you really didn't mean it. He just had a really bad way of showing it, So, nah, mate. He knew. It's all good. He tears are kind of coming out of his eyes, and he's kind of looks away real quick and wipes his face, and he's like, well, we're all heading back to the Starfinder headquarters. So, are you coming, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna stay here and try and get the ship back in working order.
And
I don't think I really want to be around people for a little bit.
Yeah, I get that completely. And he kind of walks over to leave, and he's just it'll be all right, mate. He just walks out. He kind of just heads out to the Starfinder Society.
Back. So you Rats reflecting and engineering on the Sunrise Maiden, kind of just passing the time, dealing with some emotion. Domash, you make your way to the Starfinder Society. By the time you get there, you're directed up to medical, where they've taken the bodies of the other people, and they're kind of dealing with the post-mortem things. I assume Kima's kind of standing there just checking things out.
Yeah.
And then you get a call on your comm system, and you hear all of you.
This is just Kiosk. I understand that you are back at the society. I'm very sorry for your loss. Please take all the time that you need, but if there is a moment when we could speak, I would like to talk with you.
We had badges, right?
Yes.
Can I take Krios's?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over and kind of grab it and just put it in my pocket.
Okay.
It's kind of all
Okay.
Can I take all of his weapons?
I like the body.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go right to. But I'm not gonna Bisquick's office.
You going right to Bisquick?
I'm going right to him. Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody else joining?
Well, did I officially get, or am I still? I feel like. I'm
Take
gonna
a minimum of 2 days to.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just laid up.
Yeah.
You're in this
All
healing
right.
tanks from Star Wars.
So
The back to tanks.
just
Three saves you have to make, I think, officially, right?
even with the help.
Well,
The help doesn't decrease the number of saves.
Yeah.
It just increases your bonus to try to pass.
So
the
I can
save.
still legit.
Yes. You can fail him and still die.
It's with a medical bay. It's much harder to fail.
But this is Des we're talking about.
Well, since I suck at telling stories, once you get back to the medical bay, they're able to cast. They've got a high enough person that they can cast Remove Affliction on you.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, remove affliction. Duh.
Okay.
I totally forgot.
But I suck at telling stories, so I glossed over that part.
But either way, though, I feel like I'm
you
just
still
trying to
feel-
rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like limp my way. Like I was like, I'll come back for this later. I gotta go talk to the big man.
We're splitting the party so much right now.
I mean, good thing it's not for combat.
Right.
I'm in a ship. I feel safe.
Yeah. I mean, we're in Absalom, so it's not
Right.
like
There's a zombie.
Oh shit!
it's Kima.
So Domash, you make your way up to Kisk's office, and he's. Would you like some pancakes? Hello, Domash.
Just kiss. You know, I came here to join this society so I can kind of scratch that exploratory itch of mine that I've kind of got for myself. You know what I you know what I didn't expect when I got here? Having people's blood on my hands. Can you do you shed some light on that one?
We Starfinders are primarily explorers. I never intended for you to have to face such trials. Had I known that something like this could have occurred, I would have told you. Even let you reconsider. I would never force anybody into this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not like your number one goal, but I mean, you did tell us to investigate what happened. What was his name? The dwarf that...
Durvor.
Yeah, he's like, you told us to investigate Dorvor, and you know, we kind of already figured that there was some shady stuff behind that. I mean, there was a gang attack in, like, when we got here. You can't tell me there could have been a thought of some danger there. Investigations aren't just cut and dry like that. There's, you know, I lost a friend, you know.
I know. I, too, lost Durvor. And there is no bringing those people back. And I am terribly sorry. But I had to do all I could to honor Durvor. And I don't have the skills that you and your friends possess. You, although you faced such hardships, are far better than I to handle that. Believe me, I wish I were of the type that could explore such as yourself. But I cannot.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between exploring and killing, mate. I have people's blood on my hands. You know, I can't sleep. I just see their faces, you know? Listen. I came here to explore, and that's what I'm gonna do. But don't you ever think that I'm going to kill another human or so with this badge on. Never again. I can't have that more blood on my hands.
I would not expect you to do that. I would hope that in the future that you would have much more enjoyment discovering new creatures. And I hope that we can avoid any killings.
He just kind of like just sits down and just kind of starts sobbing.
Just kind of looks over and seems to be a little uncomfortable with this, like he doesn't know how to deal with it. Would you like me to call the counselor?
Shut the hell up. And he's like, kind of collects himself and just walks back to the medical.
So you head back, and he follows behind and arrives into the medical bay and sees Domash and Kima and Echinacea. Where is your friend Rads?
He's staying to help oversee the repairs on the ship.
Well, we have important business to discuss regarding your findings on the Acreon. Perhaps we should go see him.
At this point, how long have we been back?
Just a few hours. It didn't take long to move you to the Starfinder Society.
I also like to mention it's like nice to breathe in here because Echinacea breathes carbon dioxide and expels oxygen.
Yeah.
So it's like
Nice.
almost
We got an air filter following us around.
basically, yeah. Also, I think in combat, or it's like you get stuck where you're suffocating from lack of air, you can last 3 times as long with me in there.
Nice.
That's what she said.
So he pages Rats, and Rats, would you like to join us for a debrief, or should we catch up with you later?
Later, I guess.
Okay. If you all are feeling up to it, I would like to discuss things, but if you need your time, you may take time.
Yeah, we, quite a few people were lost, so I think common courtesy would allow us some time.
Okay. So is there anything that you guys wanted to deal with in the interim, or... I just want to see if there's anything you guys wanted to handle, before I, okay, now we're going to do this.
Yeah, Rats is overseeing repair on the ship, so
Okay.
I can make a engineering check to reduce the cost that we have to spend.
Okay, I didn't know that.
By
Okay.
half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't remember what the... Do you remember?
Do you have that paper that has the packet with the ship on it over there? A character who has succeeded at an engineering check, DC is 15 plus 2 times the starship's tier, can cut either the cost or the time in half. So it's like it's 5 hours regardless of how many points you get back. I think it's like 10 UPB per point of damage.
Okay. We'll do the 1.5 times the tier, because that's what everything else has been.
Okay.
I don't think that...
Oh, they probably...
that's on the errata. That comes from the rulebook itself.
Yeah,
So-
so it's probably changed to 1.5. That makes sense.
Okay, so...
So the tier of the ship's 3, so that'd be plus 4.
Okay. DC 19?
DC 19.
I wish I had a token, I'd give it to you.
That's a 13 on the die, plus 9 engineering.
That sounds good!
So
Okay.
And it sounded like Bish also.
Yeah.
I imagine you're like,
Good job, Rats!
Yeah, so I'm just like... I feel like we've got maybe a crew.
Yeah, there's people from the docking workers that were there are assisting. I imagine they're kind of keeping their distance working with you, because
Yeah.
you seem pretty solemn, but you've got people that you can, kind of order around.
Rats is just barking orders at people and then climbing into the ship to repair systems and stuff, and just trying to patch stuff where he can, save a little bit of money.
Okay. You kind of hear some of the other dock workers like, yes, sir. Damn, he's an ass.
I was gonna try and get his autograph, but fuck.
Don't worry, man. He usually drops them. You can just pick them up. So do we now? So that reduces the cost by half. So,
Yeah, so
have you guys? Do you know what the total cost is then? And
it was 780 before that, so just half of 780.
okay,
390.
390. And you, how long does that take?
5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours. Okay,
Like,
so
regardless of you could do restore 1 point of hull damage and it'd take 5 hours.
okay, that's right.
So,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we're gonna be here for at least a day anyway, So I realized
So-
5 hours later than another.
So we're kind of afternoon time now. Did any, you're free to move about if you want to go check out, go back to your rooms to sleep. You rented those for a week. You've also got the detail of meeting with Gevalar Sknor as well, the guy that
Yeah, we
kind
had the
of
robot.
prompted you to do this.
I totally forgot about that.
And of course, there's also like anything else that you might want to take care of if you want to do any shopping while you're here. Gear up. Take care of
45
things.
health serums.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the medical area, but I do want to kind of say my goodbyes to Krios. Nothing long or anything, just say, hey, it was good working for you. I wish things would have worked out differentently.
You're not
And then just
firing
kinda-
him.
we hate to let you go, but
forget that. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Oh, he talked.
He'd move his mouth. Yeah, me too.
Kima does
Kima moves his mouth like, yeah, it was good working with you too.
No, so okay. I kind of just place a hand on his chest and wish things could have been different, but I'm glad I met you. And then that's all she's gonna do, and then just head out. And I feel like she is definitely going to go shop because she's a girl and she likes shopping, but also
Sexist.
I hate shopping. I thought I did like it, but I don't.
but also she's out of ammo at this point. The weapons that she's had have been almost useless. So I feel like, she's just gonna see what's out there
Okay.
to feel safer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Domash kind of just... He doesn't really say anything, but he kind of thinks to himself. Like, his first friend's gone, that had some heavy shit. So he kind of just, like, looks at him one more time and just, like, pats his shoulder, and he's like, we had a good run, mate. I'm sure I'll see you at one point or another. And he kind of just walks out. Again, like, wiping some tears from his eyes.
And then a new soul enters his body.
I-
Krios
I-
7.
I was kind of curious about that. Is
Yeah.
it the fact that like his body failed? Does that mean that they can't use it again?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So, from the way I read it, is if you lose all your HP, it means that there's damage to the internal organs, which causes the ability for if another soul entered his body, it would get killed instantly and be expelled out.
Oh, okay.
I just hit my arm.
Yeah.
So, kind of in this interim time, Kima's going shopping. Rats, while you're on the Sunrise Maiden, I imagine kind of like while you're having some downtime, you're checking up on things, and you've got some old messages from blinking on your visor, should you choose to read them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He takes a minute. Like, he's trying to stay busy, but obviously there's going to be some points where he has to take breaks.
Okay.
No, but he's not a robot.
Now, I totally wish I would have got these recorded, but you're going to have to deal with my shitty voice for this.
Ew, gross.
We can fix that in post, right?
We got spoiled before, and now we're going back to this. Damn it.
So
That's very good, by the way.
you see a series of messages blinking on there, and you click on them, and you hear, "Hey, big brother. I know you just got to the station, but when you get some time, I would love to see some pictures. Anyway, I know you're busy, so just maybe call me back when you get a chance." And beep. And then there's another one waiting for you. "Hey, you'll never believe this. I found the coolest piece of tech outside our house. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to crack it open tonight and I'll let you know." And then it beeps. And then you notice the timestamp on this one's a little longer. And then it comes back and he's like, "Hey, so turns out that device was junk. But, I learned a lot. I kind of just tossed it aside. I don't really know what it is, but, it seems to be not doing anything. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to let you know that Mom still loves you. I know she was mad when you left, and even though she hasn't called you yet, she still talks about you. she's super proud of you, being the oldest son and having all this bravery to head out into the unknown to support your family. She's just like really sad to see you go. And then you get another message. This seems like it's, days going by. Hey, I don't mean to keep leaving messages. It's just things have been pretty dull around here since you left. Oh, I want to let you know that I entered that Vid Game Junior contest. Hopefully I'll hear back tomorrow about it, whether or not I made it. And then you see the next one. Hey, you'll never believe it. I actually made it in the first round. It's local, so I'll be able to go. Anyway, I wish you could be here. Maybe you can watch on the Infosphere? And then that's the last message.
Yeah. What?
Nice.
That's crazy.
Also,
bro.
I totally thought that was going to be way worse than it was. with
Yeah,
the text.
that's why I was like,
Yeah,
Oh, it's an unexploded bomb.
yeah. I was like, oh no.
Well,
His dream.
he did toss it by and say it looked like it was inert.
Junk was the word he used.
You just read it.
Yeah, I think the one message kind of got him to tear up a little bit, because Rats is doing all this really for his family. So the fact that they're like keeping in touch and stuff, it just kind of gets to him in a moment where he's already pretty like emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
I think he goes to one of the crew quarters to just take a minute, and like he kind of tears up. Yeah, he's excited for his family that they're still able to keep going while he's not there. He goes to the captain's quarters and he records a message to send out. He's like, "Hey, Twim. It's great to hear from you, man. It's been pretty crazy around here. I don't know if you heard, but I joined up with the Starfinders, and well, it's been a hell of a ride. Some unbelievable stuff's happened to me recently, and honestly, I've started to doubt myself. So, you don't know how much it means to hear from you guys. Yeah, I know Mom's still upset, but yeah, son's gotta do what he needs to take care of his family. But enough of that. I'm super proud that you made it into the first round. I know you can do anything you put your mind to, little brother. I mean, you learn from the best. Anyway, give my love to the rest of the family. Hopefully I'll have you guys here sooner than I expected. Twick out. And he sends it.
Oh no.
Alright, Kima, you're walking along, finishing up your shopping.
Yes.
Which we'll do off air, because it's super boring
Yeah.
to listen to people shop.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll watch the shopping network. No, I hate it. It sucks. You're walking along, and you get a little beep on your comm unit.
Okay. Is it a message or
That's a call coming in.
Okay. I answer.
Well, Kima. It's been a while. How you doing?
No, I wasn't expecting to hear from you.
Oh, I'm sure you weren't. I'm sure you, remember your friend, your buddy, the one who's looked out for you.
Yeah, I never denied you were always there for me and my family.
Look, I'd like to see you. Maybe turn on your, video screen there. Let me talk to you. See you face to face.
Why isn't this enough?
I just need to see that you're okay.
And then she, like, clicks on the video screen.
There you are. He's a human. Balding, kind of looks like, what's his name from... I don't mean to typecast him, but it's perfect. I can't remember his name is. He died a few years back. He was on a show on cable, like gangster guy.
The guy from The Sopranos?
Yeah, Sopranos.
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, that
James
one.
Gandolfini, yeah. It's just like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
So he's like rotting and stuff?
Yeah.
Because he's been dead for a few years.
That's the joke, Kevin. I know you don't get it. I can read minds.
So, tell me, Kima, why did you run away? Did you not feel safe under my protection?
You know, you didn't always put me in the safest situations.
But I did take care of you. I really did. And I don't know why that night I sent you out with that chaperone. What was his name? Zig? And then you took him to the back room. You knew he liked you, Kima. But you took advantage of that. And well, we had to cut him free. But we just want you to come back, Kima. That's all.
You know, by cut him free, I know exactly what you mean. And it's situations like that that keep me from staying.
Kima, I'd never lay a finger on you. You know that. When we have idiots around us working and lives are at stake, you gotta cut the people that are holding you back free. Or else, next time, it might be you that dies. And I don't want that. I've watched over you since you were a child. And I'm not gonna let a lifetime of investment go to waste over some ignorant buffoon who was thinking with, well, you know what he was thinking with.
You know, part of the problem is that you think I'm an investment. That's not how you treat people you care about.
Kima, you know I'm a businessman. I don't always choose my words quite the right way, and they can cause some trouble. But that's what you were so great at, being able to talk to people. Look, just come back, and we will make sure everything is all right.
I don't know if that's the best idea. I'm trying to make a name for myself.
And as you say that, you see him, like, kind of, like, his face kind of scrunches a little bit, and then he, like, forces back out a smile, and he almost hits the table, but doesn't quite, like, stops himself. He's like, all right, you need some me time. That's fine. I get it. But maybe while you're out there finding yourself, you could do me a little bit of a favor. Don't worry, it's not gonna be anything terrible. It'll be real easy. I promise.
What do you have in mind?
Your buddy here. And he reaches off to the side, and one of the guys standing next to him hands him a paper, and he's like, Kiosk 6.
Yeah, that's it. Got him one.
Yes, please check in at kiosk number 6, please.
Why are you laughing?
His name's Krios.
He like looks at the paper, and then he looks at the guy standing next to him. What is this? He sits down at the table, and he's like, Does that look like Krios to you? Look at it. He like beckons the guy to go down and look at the table, and the guy's got his face like almost over to. Look at it. And his like nose is like inches from the ground, or from the table, and then he's like, What does that say? Kiosk. And he like smacks him in the back of the head, and his nose hits the table, and he rears back, and there's blood just streaming down his face, and he's like, Get him out of here. And he looks back at you, and he like composes himself. He's like, Sorry. Krios 6.
What about him?
I understand he's passed, and my condolences go out to you, but I was hoping you might be able to arrange for me to have the body.
What do you need with his body?
Kiosk has been kind of a thorn in our business. I really wanted to get him while he was alive, but I guess now that he's passed, I'll have to settle for that. He's got some vital information, and I'm hoping there's some residual trace of it in that body of his. So I'm not asking you to hurt somebody. I'm not asking you to take advantage of somebody. Give him his last rites, whatever it is you want to do. But just bring me the body. If you don't want to come back, you can leave it at the drop-off.
Give me some time to think about that.
Sure. Take all the time you need. I'll see you later.
Talk to you later, Zosos.
He clicks off.
Yeah, so I feel like after hearing from him, Kima is going to take some time, and now that she's done shopping, go to her room and try and just maybe be alone for a while.
Okay. So everybody kind of takes a day, recovers, recoups.
Kiosk lays there dead.
Kiosk lays there dead.
Glad we kept up with him.
Take care of shopping off air. Next day comes around. Y'all heal up, even though you don't need to. And
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you never visited the doctor there.
Yeah.
So is there anything anybody wants to take care of otherwise, or you still have your deal with Gevalar Snore? Bug guy wants to meet with you.
Bisquick?
I wonder who we should meet with first.
I'd say
Gevalar.
Jiscus.
Oh, right.
I was going to say, we might have some issues with Gavalosk.
Yeah, let's go to Bisquick.
Yep. I think we all need a nice breakfast, so Bisquick sounds good.
Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you?
I'm so happy I got some little tiny laugh.
She's playing to her character, folks.
It's a small sense of accomplishment.
All right, to Bisquick we go.
So you guys make your way to the Starfinder Society, and there's people clamoring outside. They see you guys approaching. There's little kids looking at rats and like, rats, can we get an autograph? Trying to take pictures. There's news people. Oh, man!
He spits on the ground at their feet.
Oh, my God.
Jeez. There's just people clamoring to see what, like, there's people that don't even know what's going on. They're like, what's going on?
That's right.
And then you see this big, like, hulking Vesk standing kind of like one of the last people between you and the doorway. And he's got this big, toothy smile, and he's wearing, like, really, like, formal clothing for a Vesk. And he, like, whips out a microphone. He's like, Bixby, news or else. How does it feel to be back on the station?
To who?
To all of you guys.
Oh. Domash kind of looks at the other two like...
It's good to be back on ground.
He grins. He's like, that's it? Come on, I need a better soundbite than that. Come on.
Rats reaches out and grabs the microphone. He's like, people died out there, all right? This isn't a celebration occasion, so just everybody go home. And he throws the mic on the ground and he walks into the building.
Domash kind of like looks at the mic and kind of picks it up and hands it back to him. And he just kind of like shakes his head. He's like, he's right, And he just walked on.
Yeah. I go in. I'm not saying anything else.
What's Krios do?
What's Chris do?
I thought you were going to pick it up. Yeah, a gun.
Yeah, a dead body.
As you guys are walking in the building, you kind of hear him look at the camera guy and say, did you get that? So you guys make your way up to Krios.
No more fake news.
And you walk into the office. He's got...
Krios?
Oh, did I say Chris?
Yeah.
He's dead, Chris.
He's
Let
dead.
him go.
I can't. I've been thinking about it ever since he died. No. So you walk up to the office of Kiosk, and when you walk in, he's got things laid out for you guys, just much like the first time that you saw him. And he says, "Welcome, Starfinders. We have much to discuss. We'll see you next week."
Make sure to check out our website at adventureawaitspod.com. There you can find links to our Facebook and Twitter and keep up to date when we release new episodes. And a big thanks to Sirenscape for providing music and sound effects. Check them out at sirenscape.com, where you can revolutionize your tabletop gaming experience.
Hello, everyone. As you may have heard in the intro, I have something to talk about in this outro. You may be wondering why Kiosk died and I introduced a new character seemingly out of nowhere. It's not because I didn't like Kiosk. It's because, huge surprise, rules mistake. In episode 15, Kiosk took 18 points of damage from an attack by the Garagackle when he was at 1 hit point. I did what I had already done when Kiosk went unconscious and set my hit points to 0, and then used resolve points to stabilize and eventually get back up. Well, there is a rule concerning massive damage. On page 250 of the Starfinder core rulebook, it states, if you take damage from a single attack that reduces you to 0 hit points, and there is damage remaining, you die instantly if the remaining damage is equal to or greater than your maximum hit points. In Kiosk's case, he had 1 hit point and took 18 points of damage. That left 17 points of damage remaining, and that is more than his 16 maximum hit points. So he should have died right then and there. Chris realized this when he was editing that episode, so we came to the conclusion that we needed to work into the story that he would succumb to his wounds the next time we recorded. So I came up with the idea that he would unexpectedly fall unconscious at the pilot seat of the ship at the beginning of episode 16, without the knowledge that we would be getting into starship combat. Whoops. Anyway, I think it was a pretty dramatic way to correct our mistake, though, so I will now be playing Echinacea, who I like the concept of him, so we'll see. I hope you guys like him. I did realize when recording this episode that you just listened to, that I was still in the Android mindset, and when voicing Echinacea kind of sounded a bit like a robot. I need to get that. I wanted him to sound more like he's talking through molasses, like slow and methodical, if that makes any sense. And yeah, so fun fact, doing voices and voice acting is not easy. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and rest in peace, Kiosk.